Hey everybody, it's Chav, Nobody Else's Auto, 7:30 Sunday evening time for some more interactive live chat. Yes, we're here and ready to go. Who else is on? Kevin is here with us. Pete's here with us. Kevin L is on. Hubcap made it. JP. Neil is back. And it looks like we are live on Facebook as well. As always, we're live on two formats. I've got Facebook and YouTube up as you see me glancing back and forth between monitors for different comments. Hey, Tractor Mike made it tonight. Saw Tractor Mike a couple times this week. But before we get too far into anything, as always, a little bit of quick housekeeping. If you're on the Nobody Show Facebook page, please remember I cannot see those comments. This is a shared video from the Nobody Else's Auto page. You'll need to be on the Nobody Else's Auto Facebook page or the Nobody Show YouTube channel to comment, participate in the auctions, etc., etc. If you want to watch, hang out there and watch, you're perfectly fine. So keep that in mind. Autocorrect, please double check your comment before you hit send. Occasionally there's a comment that pops up that I just do not understand, so I have to skip it. I do try to catch most of them. I miss a few, but if I can't make it out, I definitely have to skip it. Trolls, we do have some trolls that jump on here occasionally. You guys do a great job of making sure they know they're not welcome. I ignore them. Ads, it is YouTube's game, and unfortunately we are up against dealing with ads with them as well. And as always, we have the Supercharged Super Chat badge ready, warmed up, and ready to go for any Supercharged Super Chats that happen to pop up throughout the evening. All right, Christine's here. Guile the Car Guy made it back. Kenny Peterson's on. Mark's made it. Working with Wiley's back. Glad you guys are all back. Let's see. Andy's here with us. Skippy made it. Balin Wire. John Anderson. All right. Got a great group here. Dad's here with us. Michael Glagola's on. So anyway, potty mouth Christine. That was a good shot, Skippy. Boom. Came in from the left side. She didn't even see it coming. Well, Christine, you screw up one time. They're not going to let you live it down, are they? That's all right. We're going to give you an Auburn badge for it anyway. Let's get this night off and get going. There's Big Job made it. All right. What a week, huh? Glad you like it, John. It'll look great. Yeah, you're definitely infamous. There's no doubt about it. Hey, there's Sean. Sean will keep you in line, hopefully. Oh, boy. Let's see. What's been happening? Speaking of Tractor Mike was here this week. Now, I got to apologize for the wind noise because it was kind of a last-minute deal when Tractor Mike was coming through. Hey, Charles made it tonight. Buick Man's here. So it was kind of a last-minute deal, but I didn't want to not video it. So your Wednesday night video is going to have wind noise in it. I'm just going to tell you right now, there ain't nothing I can do about it. But this is what happened. I had to drive this thing. I had to drive that. I don't know how to drive a tractor. But Tractor Mike taught me how to drive a tractor. So you guys are going to get that video Wednesday. Like I said, I apologize for the wind noise, but I wasn't going to not video that, right? So no way I wanted to miss that. So saw Tractor Mike that day and then went out and picked up a car, saw him again on Friday. But yeah, so you guys get to see me drive a tractor next week, kind of. I told Tractor Mike I've driven an 8N before. Does that count? He was not impressed. Oh, boy. Hey, there's Leo made it back tonight. Yeah, so like I said, Tractor Mike not impressed. Well, like I said, it's new for me. Definitely a new experience for me. I didn't drive very far, but it did teach me, I think, enough to drive it so when the truck gets here, I can get it pulled out to hopefully get it squared up with the trailer and get it on. Yes, I did probably go about 2 miles an hour. No doubt about that. Steve made it tonight. So like I said, there's going to be wind noise. We weren't really prepared for it. Hey, Journeyman Randy's back tonight. Wasn't really prepared to do it, but was not going to not shoot that for you guys because it was comical to say the least. So that's coming up next Wednesday for the public video that's going to be popping up. I know you guys have all heard of Hot Rod Magazine. Have any of you guys been to hotrod.com in the last couple of days? If you haven't, jump on over to hotrod.com and check out what is over there. Haven't done a lot with Hot Rod in the last few years. They've been through a couple of ownership changes. And I think things have kind of been up and down over there. However, there is, things are, I think, calming back down, getting back on track. The guy that I typically work with contacted me last fall and said, hey, let's get rolling on some stuff again. If you guys don't remember, we did quite a bit with them. Actually, kind of about when I was starting to do YouTube 4 or 5 years ago. I did quite a bit with them. And then, like I said, for a couple years, we did a lot. Perfect. Sounds great, Guile. Hey, there's David D. In the last couple years, we haven't done a lot, but we did a 6 hours at 14 miles an hour. I think there were 3 cars that I found that actually were in the print magazine. We've done a lot of stuff that's been online. But if you check out hotrod.com, either open up a new tab or check it after we get done, the 73 Roadrunner is on Hot Rod right now. So I would imagine this should be up on their Facebook page soon. Hey, there's Tweedly D. And I'm getting some more stuff ready for them. I was working on one today. And hopefully we'll get some more cool stuff popping up as far as barn find, field find stuff. But they put together a cool article on the Roadrunner, so you might want to check that out. I need to get the other Roadrunner done too, so we can put it together and get it up. So be sure to check that out. If you haven't been to hotrod.com in the last couple of days, be sure to jump on over there and check it out. Something else I wanted to touch base with you on, you guys. I need to do some content on this because it's getting out of hand. I actually received a call from a police department back east this week from another fake Facebook page. It wasn't me, but it had a bunch of my pictures and not my phone number, but a similar address to mine. Hubcap just saw it. Yeah, there you go, Guile. Yep. It's pretty cool. They're great guys to work with. We've had a lot of fun putting some stuff together over the years. So it's pretty cool to see that stuff pop up. But this police department, Janice wants to buy me out. Hey, come talk to me. We might be able to work something out. I'm not sure. We can sure talk about it, Janice, though. Hey, Wolverine's back. But they have a patrol unit, an old early 60s Ford that was donated to them that's painted up as a patrol unit that they use for parades and stuff. And they needed some parts for it and responded to a Facebook message that wasn't me. And they were out, by the time they finally called me, they actually called the local sheriff's office first, which I know most of those guys anyway. And then they called me and they're like, this isn't you. I was like, well, I know it's not me. That's why everything I put out there says you have to call me. If you don't call me, you're not talking to me. But the scam thing is just craziness. It's just getting worse all the time. And it's something that you've got to be aware of. And that's, the phone number thing, like I've always told you guys, is so critical because, well, for example, I got a text earlier today. Oh, yeah. Well, I can teach you how to do it, Janice. If you want to buy it all. And that's right, Wiley, they are. But I got a text earlier today. Like I said, I don't respond to text. I just deleted it. Text said, how much for the 5 window? Coupe, pickup, cab, body, complete. I mean, that was the whole text. How do you respond to that? There's no way to. Whoa, hold up. Sean's starting us off with the supercharged super chat of the night. Boom. Supercharged super chat from Sean. Thanks, Sean. All right, back on course. So anyway, this, like I've always told you, the phone number was so important because I need to know what we're talking about. And, and people don't understand, I don't have one or two cars. Yeah, stuck in my teeth from dinner. There we go. Sorry about that. So that's why the phone call has always been so important. Yeah, exactly, Buick, man. And here's what's going on, especially if you run a want ad or you post to my page or any other page and says, hey, I'm looking for this, wide open door for scammers. Because now they know what you're looking for. All they have to do is Google that, copy the image that they find, send you an image of that part, and get you to send them money. Hey, Mike from Texas is here. And it's crazy. It's just, that's why I say, if you don't call me, you're not talking to me. And that's why I've literally, hold up. Gal the car guy coming in with another supercharged super chat. Thanks to Guile the car guy. Boom, right there. So, anyway. Oh, that doesn't surprise me a bit, Wolverine. When the weather was bad and tow trucks were super busy, people were going online and making up fake tow companies and then not showing up. Boom, Kevin L coming out with one. Right there, following it all up with Kevin L with a supercharged super chat. Guys are on a roll tonight. I think our top is 12 super chats in one night. See if we can break that maybe. So, but that's another perfect example. And I don't understand the mindset between thinking you have to message somebody. People just have it in their brain that they have to message somebody, and they are deathly afraid of picking up the phone and calling somebody and actually talking to them. That's why everybody's getting scammed. It is that simple. A scammer operates and has to have messenger texts or emails because they're lying to 100 different people a day. If they don't have that thread, hey, there's Mary, made it tonight. Yep, exactly. Oh, John hitting us up with one. Boom! John Anderson with another supercharged super chat for tonight. We are on a roll, guys. I said 12 is our record in one night. We got a good start now, thanks to all of you guys hitting us with them. But when you're lying to 100 different people today, they don't remember what they told the guy 30 minutes ago. That's why the messenger, email, or text is critical for a scammer. They do not want to talk to you. They can't keep their lies straight. And it's pretty easy to see through their lies when you start asking them questions because they don't remember everything they've been telling you. So that's the kind of crazy part about it that a lot of people don't realize. A-Train's here. I can see that too. Prepay to register for a car show. I mean, basically, and guys, that's the crazy part about it, is it is just punch the numbers in and hit send. It's that simple. Been with Caterpillar for 14 years. It's been a long. I've been up. Had some buddies who went to Cat, but I haven't been up there since we all graduated college. But yeah, that's what's going on. Like I said, this police department back east, I mean, they're pursuing it, but who knows if they'll get anywhere with it. But they've already got their money. So that's what it boils down to. Hey, Scott's with us on Facebook. And it just baffles me that people are so scared of actually just punching in the number and hitting send and calling somebody. It's just that simple. That's the easiest way to avoid scams. And like I said, it's literally, I mean, and there were, when I looked it up, this fake page, they had a lot of my pictures on there. They had some pictures from the old truck guy in Oklahoma. We've talked about him a few times. Had some of his pictures on there. And there again, I recognize this stuff, but I know what I'm looking at. A lot of these people, if you're not sure, you don't realize the difference. West Fargo remanufactured drivetrains, transmissions, and torque converters. That's probably some pretty heavy duty stuff. Oh, for mining equipment, that's some crazy heavy duty stuff. Yeah, that's some big time heavy duty stuff. 62 Fairlane stuff. Whoa, David D coming in with another supercharged super chat. Boom, from David D. Thanks, David D. I would love to hear what you tell telemarketers, Mike. Yeah, I bet those are pretty interesting. No, I didn't have it. It was the trunk lock parts for 62 Fairlane. I've only got 162 Fairlane, and that stuff was already gone. So if you got 62 Fairlane parts sitting around, let me know. But that's kind of the way I was. I wanted to try to help them if I could, but I've only got one, and it's like a chrome cylinder that goes on the back. So I was asking what they're wearing. I told one I was taking a leak. Wanted to know if they wanted to come help. Khakis, yeah, the old State Farm commercial. Oh, but yeah, it's just nuts. So, like I said, it's getting that crazy, and that's why. And like I said, I just need to do a video on it and break it down a little bit more. But literally, it's getting that bad. And I mean, it was right there, boom, right in front of you, and it was my pictures and about half of my information. But when you post a wanted ad, you were just opening the door for every scammer in the country. And to a certain extent, they're playing on people's heartstrings, even with this stuff, because somebody really wants to try to finish a car, or they're trying to work on a family car. They're really trying to find something. I mean, it's just reel them in, and they just send them money. So that's just something to keep in mind. And like I said, I need to get a little more in depth on that just to help put the information out there for people. But it's kind of surprising when the police department called me about it. Hey, there's Hippie. Frank made it. Glad you guys are all here. And okay. So if I hear any more on that, I'll keep you up to date. Because like I said, they were going to try to pursue it, but who knows if they'll get anywhere. But it could be interesting. Hopefully they can make a dent, at least in one scammer, maybe. Yep, and that's true, Buick, man. There's no doubt about that. But like I said, once you post a wanted ad, that's just wide open, because then they Google whatever that item is, copy and paste that picture, and send it to you. I don't know if I told you guys about a year and a half ago, I had a guy come out here from Kansas City. Now, Kansas City is basically, I'm 3 hours to the west side of Kansas City, straight east, right down I-70. 40 miles up to I-70, 45 miles I-70, east to Kansas City. Had a guy come out from Kansas City to get a trunk lid via Dallas. Same thing. Sent a scammer a couple $100 deposit, jumped in his truck, headed to Dallas, got to Texas, guy ghosted him. Had to turn around, drive back up to Kansas, come back through Great Bend, and got a trunk lid, and then finally got home. So it was like 2.5 days to Dallas and back to pick up a trunk lid that was 3 hours west of him. So anyway, hey, man from the farm's here. Yeah, that's right, Sean. Just let her take care of it. If I ever send y'all a message, ask for money, it's you and you need money. All right, one more thing I want to cover before we move forward to the Nobody's page, new inventory, badges, etc. Oh, and if anybody wants to do auctions tonight, that of course. Touching base on the gathering like we have been. I think we've got 23 people, 24 people already locked in, signed up, entry money paid. Now, and I know there's a lot more of you guys that are talking about it, thinking about coming, and I understand that. I 24 locked in. Okay, thanks, Pete. Just wanted to bring this up one more time before I go ahead and put it out there on Facebook and do some more YouTube on it. Yep, that don't surprise me a bit, Wiley. Hey, Chuck from Down Under with us. Glad you made it, Chuck. Have you been with us before, or are you new? I know we have some viewers from down under that jump on. I just didn't know if you were new or not. Okay, perfect, Kyle. And that's why I'm going over this with all you guys right now before I do a regular video on it for YouTube and before I put it on Facebook. Because we may fill this year. We've never had this many pre-registered, so there is a good chance that we may fill this year. So I want to make sure that all you guys have the opportunity to get signed up before we go ahead and throw it out there to everybody. And this kind of is out there to everybody, but we know this is our core group that kind of works on this together. So if you want to get in, let me know. Obviously, and obviously the important part, like we talked about before, getting me paid isn't necessarily the money, but that gets you on Pete's paid list. That makes dang sure that you are on the priority email list. That way I know as I'm talking to Mark about what we need to prepare for food, things like that. The money is not that important. It's just the fact that locks you in, that gets you on Pete's list so he can keep track of things on his end. And that also keeps me in where I know where I'm at. So I keep Mark in the loop on food, keep Ryan in the loop at the brewery, things like that of all what we're trying to put together. So that's why the money isn't that important other than the fact that it locks in your spot, because this thing's kind of getting to be one of those deals where there's a lot of pieces to this puzzle, and having you locked in that's all it's for, is basically having that spot locked in. Whoa! Nut Farm! Boom! Hitting us up with a supercharged super chat from the Nut Farm. I still don't know how a guy that goes by the Nut Farm ended up in this group, but I got a pretty good idea. Thanks, Nut Farm, for supercharged super chat. That's right. I know farmers be broke. I know you're broke after Friday because I seen you spending money Friday. Well, we're glad you're here, Chuck. So that's the important part. Pete threw his email address up there again. If you have more questions, you can always email him. You can call me. Jeff from Ottawa's here. Just like the loan offers never respond. But that's why it's so critical. It's not necessarily the money as it is trying to get all these pieces lined up. Part of it was auctions, but I seen him just flipping cash out Friday. He got cool stuff, but I mean, it was just whipping her out there. I still think I spent more money than he did Friday, but actually I think I did. Wow, that was dumb. I know I spent just as much, maybe more. But anyway, back to the gathering real quick. That's why it's important to make sure we're paid and get on the list. I know, Buick, man, I know that happens. And I know some of you guys are still on the fence. I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page and everybody knows where we're at. Hudson badge. So anyway, that's what we needed. Speaking of last Friday, guys, okay, I'm going to bring this up real quick just so you guys are aware. Y'all like toys. We all like toys, right? I got to sell some toys. And it's not big stuff, but I have to sell some toys. Need a loan from Wake Camp. I'm going to be selling some Tootsies. I did get one out for tonight for the auction if we get to auctions. But guys, I bought Tootsies this week I bought Tootsies Friday that I didn't know existed. Literally. I didn't know this Tootsie stuff existed. I've never been to Iola. All 3 days sounds like a lot. Hey, there's Steve Trendy with us on Facebook. But man, I got Tootsie toys that just are going to blow your mind. So I'm going to be selling off. There was one plate that was never paid for, Hubcap, because I looked like 3 times because I had it with your stack, but it never got paid for. So I didn't know if you decided you didn't want it or what. So double check your PayPal on that one. And let me know if you pay, because I couldn't find it for that one because I had it laying with your stuff. And when I printed all your receipts, I did not have that one. Warranty on your new Broncos already expired according to the telemarketers. Okay. Yeah. See, Tractor Mike seen him. Tractor Mike saw him in person. We had our training session the other night with Bill and Pete, and Eric didn't get on with us the other night unless he jumped on later, but they saw pictures of him. Tractor Mike saw him in person. And yes, when I was talking to him on the phone, I'm like geeking. I'm like, dude, you ain't going to believe this, man. You're not seeing what I just bought. Dude, these are crazy. He's like, Tootsie Toys? I was like, yes, Tootsie Toys. Like, okay. So then we get to where I'm picking up this car. He pulls in and he's like, Tootsie Toys? And I'm like, Tootsie Toys. All right. So I go open the door of the truck and I hand it to him. And he's like, oh, okay. This all makes sense. I know it's nuts. So I'm going to be selling off some of my Tootsie Toys. Thanks, Leo. Appreciate that. Some of the stuff that, is more scratched up, a little rougher. I didn't bring any of the new. There's actually 4 collections that I bought. They're over in the other building. I didn't grab any of them tonight. I should have brought one of them over, but yeah, no kidding. That is kind of weird. That's right, Tractor Mike. I did get another sign yesterday, though. I got a cool sign yesterday I'm pretty excited about. So anyway, we'll be sharing that with you too. But yeah, so I got one Tootsie in tonight's auctions. Oh yeah, dude, that's well, like I said, Tractor Mike thought I was wacko. Woo, 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 woo. Until I opened the door of the truck and he's like, okay. All right, this all makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, Tractor Mike thought I was losing it on the phone. So I'm like, dude, you ain't gonna believe that. He's like, okay, whatever, dude. So yeah, it's pretty cool stuff. It's really cool stuff. So anyway, I don't know if we'll do those on a Toy Tuesday or if I'll just try to bring some in here maybe next week. Or unless you want, I can go grab a box of them here in a little bit if you want me to go grab a box. If you guys want to see one of them tonight, but it was crazy. It was crazy. There's no doubt about it. That's all I can. I've never seen anything like this with Tootsie Toys. I got a lot of Tootsie Toys. We've looked at a lot of Tootsie Toys on here. I've seen a lot of Tootsie Toys. I've bought a lot of Tootsie Toys. I've sold you guys some of my extra Tootsie Toys. And this is just nutso. So anyway, let's keep on moving to the No Buddies page. What do you guys got going on over there? Glenn got some cool lettering done on one of the panels. Tractor Mike fuel pumping it. Rusty Oki, old school metal STP cans. Buick man got his Buicks on there. Andy working on the Ford pickups. Kelly got all kinds of stuff going on. That is what is that, like 7 feet of shock travel on that shock? Lot of cool stuff on here. And also one thing there's Matt got the license plate off of the Dodge truck pictured with the video going of the license plate at that exact spot. So Tootsie Toys. Yeah. I don't really have much Hastings or K-Site stuff. It's good stuff, but I really don't have much of it. Hey, there's Glenn. We're just talking about you. But what's also been cool is there's been some new contributors this week, I've noticed. Kurt, big old tractor poster. Some new guys starting to post on there, which is awesome. Hey, Wake Up made it tonight. So good to see you guys throwing stuff up there, as well as some new members or new posters. May not be new members, but new posters. 125 members in that group. And it's great seeing this all clicking and coming together like this, and all of the stuff that you guys are throwing up there. It's awesome. So I appreciate your participation in that and your guys' support of each other and everything that's going on over there on the No Buddies page. So, like I mentioned earlier, when I met up with Tractor Mike on Friday, I was loading a car. He was stopped by to look at some tractor parts, which you know what happens after Tractor Mike stopped to look at tractor parts. We had to load tractor parts. Tractor Mike got one of the coolest radiators ever, though. Tractor Mike got, in fact, I didn't even take a picture of that radiator. It is super cool, but I didn't even take a picture of it. I don't know why. No, I didn't get a picture of that. But Tractor Mike got a super cool radiator, as well as a bunch of 5010 parts. But what was I out there loading? I did bring in one car this week. Kind of a different car. 1968 Galaxy XL 390 convertible. Now the car's rough. It's been sitting for years. You didn't take one either. I was going to have you send it to me so I can show everybody. So it kind of a unique car. I mean, obviously we're going to get a full video done on it. And so you guys can check it out. But I mean, I bet in its day, it was a heck of a car. Yeah, it is rough, but it is complete. But last tag on it was 79. It's been sitting forever. I knew where it was sitting. I'd driven past it for years, decades. And another guy I know got called on it, and he bought it, and then I bought it from him. But I bet it was a heck of a sharp car. Gulfstream Aqua 68 XL convertible. So we'll be sharing that with you here in the near future as well. We'll get a video done on it. Yeah, that's the crazy part about it. But back then, you know, what a lot of us don't realize today is 10 or 12 years was about normal lifespan for a car back then. So it's kind of crazy. The Facebook group, Steve, the No Buddies. There are a few questions on there. I think Andy's on with us. You answer the question, Steve. Andy will get you in on that. I do not manage that page. Andy and Zach take care of us for that. They built it. They're the admins on it. They do have a couple of questions to get you onto it, but it's a great group, Steve. Jump on over there and check out what all of the other viewers are working on and what they've got going. So anyway, it's pretty cool. So yeah, jump on over there, Steve. If you have any trouble, go ahead and throw it up there and we'll try to help get you in tonight. So Hudson Badge. Okay. Let's catch the raffle. We got, what all do we got? Oh, we got a can, a cap, a badge, auctions, raffle, all kinds of stuff. Where do we want to go, guys? Raffle time. Let's talk about the raffle. I'll let you guys know who is in. We're going to give this away in 2 weeks, like we talked about. This month, you have no idea what you're going to get. Oh, wait a minute. Hold up. Hold up. I think it's Tractor Mike. All right. Here we go. I hope you guys can see it. Okay, sounds good, Matt. I just, like I said, I thought maybe you decided you didn't want it or something. So, that's why it was laying here. I just thought maybe you changed your mind. Okay, there's the radiator Tractor Mike got. This thing is all cast iron. We'll blow it up here. I don't know if you guys will be able to read it or not. If I can get it to where you can read it. Heart Par. It took the core isn't, but the whole surround is all cast. Two of us could have got it. It took three of us to get it on the trailer. So it's a beast, but it's cool. So that was a nice find. But anyway, back to the raffle. Yeah, it was that's pre-Oliver, I think, right? Tractor Mike? Now, yeah, right. Balin Wire became, or Heart Par became Oliver. That's what Tractor Mike was saying. Hey, there's Briggs. Glad you made it back. But like we were talking about, you guys have absolutely no idea what you're getting this month because it is all right in here. As you can see, the box, 16 by 12 by 8. It's not quite 10 pounds. It's about 9.5. All the stuff we like. Grease caps, hubcaps, license plates. There's a few emblems. I'm actually kind of forgetting what's in here. There's 15 pieces in here of the type of stuff we like. So this is what you're getting. We'll see how the entries go, whether or not we're going to throw a small box together to go with it. But this is what you're getting this week. Not this week, this month in the raffle. 2 weeks, we're going to be giving it away on the 1st, March 1st. The only thing that, as far as this is the first packet from the last couple weeks. Not a ton of entries yet. Jamie Daring, Tim B, David D, and Big Job are in. So if you thought you were in from last week, be sure to let me know. If not, we will keep putting them in there as we go. Hey, there's Big Rig Brett with us on Facebook tonight. Back to Over the Road, Big Rig Brett. So anyway, what's next? What do we want to do next? I wanted to make sure we got the raffle in since we're doing that in 2 weeks. Did go to an antique show where I got those Tootsies the other day and got what I think is going to be another good idea for an upcoming raffle. Had a couple of other ideas for some upcoming raffles. I'm going to throw an Auburn badge up there right at you right now. Turbo Supercharger. I know, Joe. They're laying out there. I got a couple in the building and a couple outside. I've got, I think, 4 of them. I need to do something with those turbo superchargers. The problem is I don't know a ton about them, but you're right, Joe. We need to do something with those turbo superchargers. That's for sure. They are cool. There's no doubt about it. They're cool, but I need to learn a little bit more about them, I guess. Okay. Oh, I was going to throw something else at you guys if there's any interest. Last night when I was working on this stuff, there was I was going through YouTube looking for something to just turn on in the background while I was getting stuff ready, and the movie Tucker popped up, and I hadn't watched that in quite a while, so I went ahead and clicked on it. Do you guys want me to dig out some more of my Tucker stuff? Do we want to look at some of that in upcoming? We might be able to work something out, Joe. Yeah, if you've got a use for one, we could probably work something out on one of them. But great movie. I mean, I'm sure most of you guys have seen it. So I kind of got to thinking, I was already in the middle and kind of had tonight lined out, but I was like, if you guys are interested, I can dig some of that stuff out, and maybe we can work some of that in over the next couple of weeks on some of my Tucker stuff. I mean, obviously we keep one of the radios right here, right above us, but it sounds like there's quite a bit of interest in it. So we'll see how things go, and I'll try to get some of that stuff worked out of there and pull some of it back out. We'll spend a little bit of time with it. But I kind of got to thinking about that while I was working on it, while I was getting all this stuff ready. I was like, I'm sure we've looked at some of that stuff in the past, but we can sure work some more of that in. American Graffiti, that's pretty good too. Preston Tucker from K-Pac, Michigan. I was in K-Pac yesterday. Oh, nice. So Dougster knows exactly where it was at. Okay, what do you want to do next? You guys tell me. Oh, yeah, I was like, I brought a promo over here and I forgot to write it down. Sheesh. I was too busy watching Tucker, I guess. What's next, guys? Whoa, another one from Kevin L. coming in with another supercharged super chat for tonight. Boom, another one from Kevin L. Kevin L. doubling up on us tonight. Thanks, Kevin L. Auction time. Dougster says auction time. Can, badge, cap, promo, auction. We got all that stuff to do. We got to vote for auction first thing. Give me a couple other responses so we know what direction to go. I'll let you guys help program the episode tonight. I got all my notes here. We can go in any order we want. We can just get all crazy and make it nutso. What do you think? Auction. Okay, I guess that clarified it real quick. Oh, wow. I was curious if there was a couple more responses, and it was kind of like, whoosh. Guess that narrows it down, doesn't it? Okay. We'll get ready for that. That's not a problem. Let me get the piles moved. Help us help the cause. Sounds good, Skippy. Steve is in K-Pac, Michigan. So Dougster just moved his friend. They moved one of his friends to K-Pac. Steve on Facebook is from there. I hope that's right. K-Pac, I have no idea. I'm just going with it. The free money giveaway. You got to watch it, Sean. You'll get a kick out of it. Yeah, Chad plus crazy equals flash auction. Yeah, the Tucker story is actually really, really amazing. Real quickly before we get into auction stuff, it really is a crazy story. I mean, the fact that he was basically shut down by the big three is kind of what it boils down to. I mean, it was too good. That's basically what it amounts to, is it was too good. He had too many ideas, too many things that were going to be a problem for the big three. So Al with us on Facebook likes the loader ride-alongs. We'll bring you some more of those, Al. It's drying back out again. We need to go out and shoot you some more of those loader cruises. So glad you're enjoying those. Glad you're here with us tonight, Al. And that's the best way to put it. Hippie completely ahead of his time. Snake and Mongoose. I watched that the other while back on YouTube. Billy Bowman here with us tonight. I agree with that. Jeff Bridges did a very good job with it, and they were scared of him. And the crazy part about it is almost all of the features he had was incorporating into it. Disc brakes, fuel injection, seat belts, all stuff that is used in every single car out there today. So Gilmore has Tucker number 47. I've seen one Tucker. There was one at a museum in Stone Mountain, Georgia, back when I worked for Chrysler. I was on an assignment in Atlanta, and we went out to Stone Mountain, and I saw one out there. There is one at Speedway in Lincoln that I want to go see, which I plan on getting up there hopefully this year. Gray Kitty, actually, I brought her in here earlier. She was out. She's been out in the shop, and I was just coming back in, getting ready to start, and I grabbed her and brought her in, and I hit go live, and then she just walked off the desk and pranced out. So I don't know what her problem is, Kim. I did take their food out of the office, so they because they were making a mess in here, so I moved all the food and everything out there, and she just hasn't been hanging out in here much lately. So I don't know. I'll try to round her up next week for a bit. So we'll get some of that Tucker stuff rounded up and have some fun with that over the next couple of weeks. How many of you guys remember my banner real quick? Speaking of which, before we get to auctions, that's been 4 or 5 years ago, shortly after I got on YouTube. I did a video on it. How many of you guys remember seeing my banner? How many of you guys have been around long enough that remember seeing the banner on YouTube? Yep, Gray Kitty doing cat things. So, yep, she's still around here. She just has been kind of, I don't know what her problem's been lately. She really hasn't been in the office much. So, Ken from Illinois is here. Bill Disk remembers it. Yep, exactly. That's completely right, Doug. So they completely stacked the deck against him. It was definitely a railroad job. Pete remembers it. Glenn remembers it. Maybe we'll have to get it back out. Andy, you saw me at SEMA? I should have hollered at me. Steve has been added to the Facebook group. Steve, you're in. So awesome. Yeah, you should have hollered at me. I was just in a blur when I was at SEMA this year. I could have seen all of you there, and I don't know if I would have seen it. It was such a blur. You should have hollered at me. Ken likes the loader videos. Awesome. So if you're not on the Nobodies, jump over there, answer the questions, and Andy will get you in the group. I'm in Kansas, Troy. Addie's sending me pictures. Hold on. She's going to find more stuff to buy, but it's too expensive. Now, what are you guys doing? Okay. Let me get the auction pile moved over here. Speaking of loader, I about need a loader to move the auction pile, but we'll get it. All right. Oh. Good. Glad a lot of you guys are digging the loader cruises. We'll get some more of those shot. Well, actually, Troy, we were just talking about that earlier. It might not be my twin because I got a call from police department back east that was ordering parts for me, and it wasn't me. So, yeah, you might check into it, Troy. If it all looks a little bit too much like me, it probably isn't. It's probably another fake page. Michigan loaders are the best. I've got a Fiat Alice. I actually found it locally, so it was a pretty good deal. All right. Sounds like we're ready for auctions. looks like we've got some new names on here tonight, so we're going to go through the auction rules and everything. And explain how we do it to everybody. I'm pretty happy with mine. It's an FR12. It's done me a great job. Mid-80s machine. Don't have all the electronics, disc brakes. I've been pretty happy with it. So, here's how this deal works. Since we do have a few names on here tonight that look new, we're going to hold up an item. This is a sample item. We're going to talk about this item. We may talk about this car a little bit. We may point out any damage that it may have. Give you some dimensions on the particular piece that we're talking about. As we're talking about, if it's something you're interested in, you want to throw a bid in out there, go ahead and throw a bid on your screen in your chat. Whole dollar amounts only, please. And I will watch both monitors as we're going after I get done with the description of that particular piece. Sounds like two people are drinking too much. I will hit go on the timer on my phone. I keep my phone right here by the computer monitor. We will go 90 seconds. I will announce when 30 seconds has passed. I will announce when 60 seconds has passed. When we get to the end of that 90 seconds, I will announce the winner based on the high bid I see on my screens, whether that is Facebook or YouTube. Once it hits 130 on here, that is the winner based on the high bid that I see. Not uncommon. There's 30 seconds. Not uncommon for stuff to be hung up and come in a little bit late, but that's why we put it on the timer, because that's the only fair way to do it. Or we would only sell one piece per night and it would take an hour and everybody would be bored. So we'll go that route. Shipping is included in the particular piece unless it's going out of the country. Shipping is included in the 48 states. If it is something that has extra shipping, I will announce it at that point separately. But yeah, and that's right. There's no doubt about it. It happens like that. There's people that lose literally by 1/10 of a second. I just keep an eye till it hits 130 and an eye on both these chats while we're going. And it gets tight. In fact, it's a good time to refresh since there is delays. This will get everybody up to speed and current, and can keep an eye out on things, on what's going on. So go ahead and hit refresh if you want. I'll give you a few seconds. I'll grab a few pieces lined up here. And like I said, if you're a non-U.S. buyer and you want to play, that's perfectly fine. However, you will have to get me paid in U.S. funds, and you will be responsible for shipping out of the U.S. This deal kind of feeds itself. We sell stuff. I take that money. I buy more stuff. So if we spend a fortune shipping one or two packages out of the country, then obviously kind of torpedoes it for everybody. So please keep that in mind as well. And if you just have one or two little small things, I will hold those for a week or two before I ship to try to get something else in the box for what shipping costs today. So that's right, Leo. They're already sighting them in, getting ready to go. There's been a lot of times it's gotten really interesting between 125 and 130 on the timer. Real interesting. Like, I can't announce them quick enough. Like, they'll start popping up so fast. I've just got one eye on the phone, one eye on the bid. So when it says 130, I can look at the highest bid and announce the winner, because sometimes they're coming in that fast. Yes, Steve, your stuff is on the way. I dropped it off yesterday. Oh, but that does bring up one thing. It was fine because you had just called me. But if you use a different name on Facebook or YouTube versus what you use on PayPal, please let me know. You would just call me, Steve. We talked about it right before you sent it, so it wasn't a problem. But if it's a different user ID, be sure to put a note on your PayPal payment so I know who to match it to. So anyway, that being said, let's get ready to roll. And where are we going to start? We'll start off with one or two smaller things, work up into some other stuff. In fact, we'll start with one small thing and then keep boogieing on to some other stuff here. Okay. This is pretty cool, but it is small. This is a new old stock 50s era truck plate. 1.5 ton plate topper for a truck. Brand new black, white lettering. This bolted up on top of your regular license plate to denote the truck size. So it's kind of a small, cute little guy. It is almost 6 inches long, just a hair under 6. 10 with Dougster. It is, it's brand new. And it's about 3 inches counting the tab. 15 with Wiley. So, yeah, cool piece. 17 with Dougster. Let's get this thing on the timer and get rolling. $17 with Dougster's Wolverine Garage. 18 with Wiley. $19 with Dougster. 30 seconds gone. 60 seconds left to go. $20 with Wiley. It would make a good belt buckle. $21 with Dougster. One minute gone. 30 seconds left to go. $21 with Dougster. Ticking away, coming out of the end. Here we go, getting ready to wrap this up. $21 with Dougster. And that does it. Dougster's Wolverine Garage at $21. I got another plate laying here kind of on top that just needs to go. So I'm going to go ahead and do it real quick as well. This is kind of a rougher one, but it is super early. And, you know, these early ones are getting pretty expensive. So this might be an opportunity for somebody that doesn't want to spend 60 or 80 bucks on a plate to get something that's super early and really cool. Yeah, no problem, Dougster, but I still get checks and money orders almost every day. Because this stuff that's 100 years old is just flat getting tough to find. So this one, I think somebody painted over it. It's solid. It's relatively straight, but it's 100 years old. So we're going to go ahead and sell it too because it's kind of laying there on top. I want to get it out of the way so I can move on to some other stuff. On this 1926 Kansas. Now, like I said, it looks like it kind of got whitewashed or something. I'm not really sure what happened with it. It is all embossed and stamped. I mean, it is 100 years old. It's got some dings and dents. It's been up a little bit. Tractor Mike at 10 starting us off. These are kind of an odd size. It's almost 15. And it's about 5 3/8. 15 with Guile, 15 with John. John first at 15, but it's probably not going to last anyway, so we won't worry too much about it. It's got a couple small cracks in it. It's got a crack right here. I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not. There we go. And it had another one down here on the K. But there again, I mean, the thing's 100 years old. It's still kind of a neat piece. And like I said, with that, if you want an early plate, a 100-year-old plate without spending 60, 80, 100 bucks on one, this is a great alternative. Let's get this thing on the timer. I've got Tractor Mike at 17, John at 18, and we are live on the timer on the 1926. Oh, and one other thing I wanted to point out, this is a truck plate. T on the Kansas plate was a truck plate. They started that in 22, I believe. So I've got Steve at 18. I've got John at 18, both at the same time, both hung up, but I don't think that's going to matter anyway. So, nope, 22 with Guile, Jewel County, says Tractor Mike. 22 with Guile the car guy. 30 seconds gone. 20 was Steve, but I already got Guile at 22. And we're ticking away on this one. 100 years old. That's right, Leo. I think there's a lot of dots on this thing. 30 with the Nut Farm. There we go. Kind of broke it all up. 1 minute gone. 30 seconds left to go. Nut Farm at 30. Ticking away. We're coming down towards the end. I've got Nut Farm at 30. Guile at 32. We're coming down to the end. We got a few seconds left. Guile at 32. Watching Facebook and YouTube. A few seconds left to go. Steve at 32. I got Mary at 33. And that does it. Mary at 33 got it done. Right at the very, very tip of the end. Mary at 33 got it done. Holy cow, that got interesting. Hey, there's a cap right here. Let's just do this. This is kind of funky. All right. This is a stainless cap. Could work as a dish. Could work as a hat. Various different things. Or you could actually just put it back on your Rambler. It's got kind of the forward motion R. This is probably, I'm going to guess, 59, 60, 61 era. It was red. You can see the remnants of the red paint in it. Circle and the R are both embossed. It is stamped in it. It is a stainless cap. Few little dings in it. Are we on this one, John? Or is that 25 old? Or are we on this one? I got Tractor Mike at 5, John at 25 on the Rambler cap. Nice shine on the stainless. Few little dingies on it. 57 to 61. I guess I'm right. John at 25. Just a tick over 10 inches. Yep, that's what I figured, man. Yep, so I was right in the window on it. John at 25 on the Rambler cap. Let's get this thing rolling. Good looking piece. There's almost enough red left in there. You can just hang it on your man cave the way it is, or you could repaint the red and really make it pop. The R with the kind of the forward motion to it looks pretty cool. So hubcaps worth more than the car. We got John at 25. $30 seconds gone. Well, John at 25, and it's just been crickets. Chirp, chirp, chirp. 1 minute gone, 30 seconds left to go. Is everybody sighting in, or is John going to walk out here with this one? Sometimes that happens. Sometimes you throw a little more of a number out there, and you knock everybody out that was going to bid a couple bucks at a time on it. John at 25, and we're still taking away coming out of the end. Few seconds left. John at 25. Kevin, 27. 30 with John, and that gets it done barely. John got a 30 in as it went to 130. No way it could have been any closer, but he got it done just barely. Okay. Let's do a little badge. It's kind of bent up, but it's kind of cool. We don't have a lot of badges tonight. I do have some horn buttons, a couple cans, some more caps and plates, some brochures, but not a lot for badges. But we'll go ahead and do this one. It's banged up, but it looks pretty cool. I think it's a 37 off the grill for a Ford 60-horse flathead. Like I said, I think this was on a grill like a 37. It is bent up. I'm not going to tell you it's nice. It is tweaked. Looks great in your man cave. Sean at 15 or Rat Rod Guile at 20. Let me give you the size on it. It does still have the mounting studs and hardware. And it is 6 3/8. From here, tip to tip, it's 6 3/8. So anyway, Guile at 20. Let's get this thing rolling. It is cool. It's banged up. Yeah, I'm sure you can probably order a new one if you want a new shiny one. This is the real deal. Tells you the story. Imagine what this thing's been through over the last 90 years. But kind of a cool one. Guile at 20. That's true. Original's original. 30 seconds gone. Once again, a couple bids, everybody jumping out there, and then just chirp, 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 chirp. Yeah. Yep, probably not a bad idea, Guile. One minute gone. 30 seconds left to go. Nothing. Crickets. 20 with Guile the car guys. We're coming down to the end. We're taking away. We're taking away. We're taking away. Almost down to the end. Guile the car guy at 20. Is he going to sneak this one out of here? And he does. Sean had a 22 at 131. It was that much too late. Guile the car guy got it done at 20. Just barely, but he got it done. Sean literally 1 second too late. So what that means is Sean now knows exactly when to shoot. And don't forget, we'll have a flash auction coming up here in just a little bit. You don't know when it's going to happen. You don't know what's going to happen. Other than we're going to throw it up there and we're going to sell it. Flash auction, if you haven't been with us before, we hold something up. Typically, it's a brand new license plate. We hit the timer. We go 60 seconds, and you get whatever's in the envelope. So we'll do that here in a little bit too. So if we say flash auction, you got 60 seconds. If you want to get in, it's time to get in. All right. I told you guys this was coming. We're going to sell one of them. First one I've sold. The first one that we're going to sell. Only one I've got out tonight. We'll get some more out. You got to help me get out of what I paid for these other ones. The first Tootsie toy that we're going to sell. And it's a good one. I love these. I've got a few of them. We've sold a few of them on here. This one, the paint is weak, but it is exceptionally straight. These are very thin pop metal. They're easy to bend, easy to break. Yeah, I don't like selling toys, but I got to. You know what I spent on those other ones, so you know I got to sell some toys. So let's just do it. We're going to get it done. We're going to get it over with. The first Tootsie toy that I'm going to sell, the Greyhound bus. Check this thing out. It's got some scuffs and scratches in the paint, but it is straight. These are thin pop metal. This thing is not bent up. Look at this is all cast in it. The Greyhound is cast in it. The dog is cast in it. Thanks a lot, Tractor Mike. You're helping me out. Christine at 25. It's a super cool piece. There's the front of it, the back of it. Tootsie Toy, made in United States of America. I don't know if you guys can read that on the bottom of it very clearly or not. Well, we're not on the timer yet, so he didn't win at -5. So it is 6 inches long and about an inch and roughly an inch and 3/4 wide. Anyway, let's get this thing on the timer. Here we go. On the Greyhound bus. And yes, the Greyhound lines and the dog, if you guys can see it, that's all cast in. These lines down the side, that's all cast into the bus. We've got Glenn at 30. Oh, and this does have all 4 original wheels too. So yeah, now you see why I don't like selling toys. But when you see what I bought, you'll understand. 30 seconds gone, 60 seconds left to go. $30 with Glenn. $32 with Christine. 33 with Glenn. Coming up on the 1 minute mark. 1 minute gone. 30 seconds left to go. Glenn at 33. $40 with the Nut Farm. Man, these things are so cool. Look how the lines come down the sides. All that is all cast into the bus body. 40 with the Nut Farm. Just about ready to wrap it up. Couple seconds left to go. And 46 with Hippie, and that gets it done. It just was going at 130. I had Hippie at 46 on the Super Killer Greyhound bus. Wow, that one got interesting. I figured it would. These are great toys. And Hippie at 46. Wow, that was, whew. I thought Nut Farm had it locked in, and that 129 Hippie comes in and bam. 46 with Hippie. Yeah, we all love toys. They're great. I don't think, Mike, we weren't on the timer yet, so. All right. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Like I said, we will have more Tootsie toys coming in the future as I start sorting through some of this stuff and sharing my other collections I just got with you guys. I think you're going to get a kick out of them. Oof. Anyway. What's next? How about this? You're going to get this. Go. 60 seconds flash auction. You're going to get whatever is in here. That's right, Tractor Mike. Flash auction, 60 seconds. 25 with Tweedly D. I don't know what it is. You don't know what it is, but you're going to get whatever's in this envelope. 25 with Tweedly D. 25 with Tweedly D. Say that fast 10 times. 26 with John. 30 with Guile the Car Guy. 30 seconds gone. 30 seconds with Guile the Car Guy is our high bid. Taking away. We're coming down towards the end. A little bit of time left. Guile at 30. 32 with Briggs. 33, 35. Few seconds left. 35 with Travis. And that will do it. 35 with Travis. Guile had a 37 just as it went to 131. 35 with Travis. Okay. Yep, you did. And I just shipped your other ones out. I should have kept them till tomorrow. All right, do we open it? This is up to Travis. Yes, sir. Okay, here we go. Are we ready? Black and white. 1969. Number 4130. That's about as good as they get. Okay, actually now I need to write it down. I didn't know what to write down what you bought. All right, we'll put that back away and add that to Travis's collection. Okay, we haven't done an oil can tonight. I got a pretty cool composite can. I think it's in the book. Let me look. So, like we've talked about, these composite cans starting to become collectible, not as collectible as some of the others, but composite cans literally are not going to last. If they are not stored properly, like if they're stored out in barns and outbuildings, they will literally fall apart. I think they're fine in your garage, but if they're in extreme temperatures, any sort of moisture, they don't last. So that's what kind of makes them, I think is going to make them even more collectible over the years as we go forward. This can from the late 70s, and I really like these cans. We've sold one or two of them on here over the years. But what I love about these cans and what I remember about these cans were the ads with Big Daddy Don Garlits in them. This is a composite can from 1977 to 81. It is in the book, number 508 on page 53. If you've got your oil can book handy, if you don't, let me know and we can get you one for $25. But if you go to page 53 and you look at the Kendall Superb 1030, can number 508 right here. That's right, man from the farm. That's what I love about these Kendall cans. So here we've got it. It is new old stock. It is full. As always on these cans, if it is full and you are picking up, I will leave them full. If I have to ship them, I have to drain them. It is composite, but it still looks pretty good. There is a little bit of color loss over here on the side, but it does have Kendall fingers. It is a standard 1 quart size Kendall SAE 1030 on the top. Info on the back. And like I said, regular, normal, round quart can dated 77 to 81 according to the book. So kind of crazy to think this is 50 years old, basically. Open the gate for Shirley. That'd be pretty cool. So, not as early as some of the other cans, but there again, this stuff's getting harder to find. Kind of crazy to think that it's 50 years old at this point. And it's going to be going to one of your collections here in just a little bit. And somebody, yeah, I've actually got several jugs of it, Tractor Mike. You're welcome to some of it. Since Waycamp won't hook a brother up, you can grab some of it. So 2,000 mile between service intervals. So somebody's going to get a check off can 508 out of their book. And let's get going on the Kendall composite quart. And here we go. Oh, I'm sure. That absolutely. $15 with guile. $20 with Mark. 30 seconds gone. 1 minute gone, 30 seconds left to go. Mark at 20. Taking away, coming down to the end. Mark at 20, about ready to wrap this one up. 23 with Guile, and that gets it done right at the very end. Guile the car guy at 23. Okay, guys, I'm going to forewarn you. I've got a super killer hubcap coming up. It is awesome. I got 2 of them. I recently came up with it. No way I'd be selling one if I hadn't gotten 2 of them on this deal. So, we haven't done any horn buttons yet tonight. And we've got some pretty cool ones in here. So let's get this one squeezed in. For our Pontiac fans, this is a 66, I believe. And it's pretty cool because it's got the Pontiac arrowhead and it's like suspended. Obviously clear plastic. We see the kind of bluish gray background to it with the silver arrowhead in it. And it's almost like the silver arrowhead is like suspended in the middle of the button. It is in a chrome metal housing. Tractor Mike 5, Sean 35 coming out with the big guns right out of the gate. Got a few pits in the chrome, but still looks pretty good. The mounting clips are still intact if you wanted to use this somehow to mount it, or you put it back on a car for that matter. But just a cool, kind of clean looking button. Not overstated, just kind of boom, this is what it is. This is what you got type of thing on this. Let me give you a dimension on it. And it is 3 inches in diameter across the back at the widest part. 3 inches. Let's get this thing rolling. I've got Sean at 35. $37 with Travis. Yeah, we build excitement. You ain't heard that in a while, have you? $30 seconds gone. 60 seconds left. Coming up on the 1 minute mark. I've got Travis at 37. 1 minute gone, 30 seconds left to go. Crickets. Just about down to the end. We're coming down to the wire. The shot's going to fly. As Travis got this locked in at 37. Here we go. Going to find out in a few seconds. Sean, 42. 43 with Pete. And that will do it. 43 with Pete. Woo! That got interesting. Travis had a 45. 43 with Pete. Oh, okay. Let's do a grease cap. We haven't done a grease cap tonight. And then just get ready for this hubcap that's coming up, guys. It's off the chains. Oof. I'm sitting here looking at it thinking I shouldn't sell it to you, but I remember I've got another one. So Anyway, we'll see if we get to it. This grease cap we're going to do, we haven't done any grease caps tonight. We've done some similar to this one before, but this thing is pretty heavy duty. This is for a Dodge Brothers, and it's really straight. I mean, this thing is not banged up on the edges. It's not clobbered. It's not beat up. One thing I was just noticing, you can see where the letters overlap each other, how it's kind of sunk in as it shows it, it literally kind of rolls under the other letter type thing. Obviously, we've got the hex right here, but, usually these things are banged up pretty good around the hex. Keep an eye on you guys on Facebook. I haven't seen any bids pop up over there in a long time. So I just want to make sure if you guys are just hanging out, that's great. But I have not seen anything pop up on Facebook in a while, bidding wise, if you're trying to bid over there, just so you guys know. This is really a pretty heavy duty one. It does have a chip on the back side of it, but this is a lot thicker than what most of these are. Internal threads. But this is much heavier. A lot of these are pretty darn thin. This one is actually kind of heavy duty. Actually, you can actually feel the weight in this one up here around the front of it. It is right at 3 inches across the hex on the Dodge Brothers. Got John starting us off at 10, and we are live and on the timer. 11 with Dougster. Coming up on the 30-second mark. 30 seconds gone, 60 seconds left to go. $12 with Mark. 13 with Dougster. Somebody's going to come in here and hit this at 20 or so and blow everybody out of the water. Just really a straight one since it's kind of heavier than most of these. 1 minute gone, 30 seconds left to go. Taken away, coming down to the end, Dougster at 13. $20 with Waycamp. There it is. 17 with Guile. And that got it done. Waycamp come in with that 20. Blew everybody else out. Nut Farm had a 30 in there, but it was too late. Waycamp at 20. Nut Farm was in there swinging and just missed it. Waycamp spent money. Tractor Mike don't know what to think. All right, you guys ready for this hubcap? Because I'm sitting here staring at it, trying to decide if I should show it to you or not. Since the fact I already got another one, I think I'll do it, but it is super cool. Man from the farm is ready. Bring it on. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Once I show it to you, I have to sell it. This thing is so cool. And you've already seen it. Ha! Yes, you've already seen it. It was the cap we looked at last week. It is epic. It is awesome. It is the Packard 120. I found 2 of them. I'm going to sell one of them. I don't know when you're going to see another one. This thing is so amazing and so super cool. Guys, starting us off at 35. Like we looked at last week, this is all stamped into the cap. It is a steel base with a chrome cap on it. These lines are all stamped in. These lines are stamped in. The Packard 120 is all stamped in. This was obviously red. It's chipped out. It was black behind the letters. This was off of a Packard 120. It is amazing. It is beautiful. It is Art Deco. It is full of style. It is something you can hang in your man cave, and most people are not going to have there. Nut Farm at 50. Let me give you a size on this. It is 10 inches in diameter. It is amazing, and it is on the timer. We are live. Mary at 55 on the absolutely amazing Packard 120 hubcap. This thing is a knockout. It is gorgeous. I don't know if you would want to repaint the black and the red. If you did, this thing would amazingly pop. It has some dings and dents in it. It's scuffed over here. It is amazing. 30 seconds gone. Mary at 55. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know when you're going to see another one. They just don't pop up. 60 with a Nut Farm. All this styling, all this stamping, it is crazy. 70 with Mary. Well, there again, find another one. Find another one to hang up that people are saying, holy cow, look at that thing. 70 with Mary. We're almost to the 1 minute mark. 1 minute gone, 30 seconds left to go. 70 with Mary. Man, it's just 80 with Briggs. Or no, 80 with Nut Farm. Nut Farm 80. Briggs was right after that. I've got 80 with the Nut Farm. 100 with Mary. It's beautiful. It is. Maybe that was the knockout punch. I don't know. It is super cool. Mary at 100. Coming down to the wire. A few seconds left. Mary at 100. And that does it. Sold to Mary at 100. And it's still, like I said, it's just find another one. It's awesome. That was a lot of fun, guys. Like I said, some of this stuff is so cool, but I'm glad you guys get excited about it as well. It is super awesome. Putting that in Mary's pile. Congratulations, Mary. It is beautiful. And I know you are going to love it. Okay, wow, that was pretty wild. But it, like I said, it's that cool. It is. Okay. Got a couple more things laying here. Let's just I'll tell you what, this has been in the box for a long time. I've got a couple of these. I just have still had trouble bringing myself to sell it because they're so cool, even though I've got a couple. If I didn't get two, I didn't even want to sell one of them when I had two. There would have been zero chance that I would have sold that if I didn't have two. And I really didn't want to sell it having two of them. But it happens. So anyway, this has been in the boxes for several months. I don't like selling these, even though I've got some of them because they're so cool. You guys know what's coming up? Yes, we haven't done any of these old oil cans in a little while. Only this one's really cool. It is 3 1/4 across the bottom. It is about 5 1/2 tall to the spout. And it is Ford. Yep, there it is. Like I said, I've got a few of these. I still don't like selling them. It's been laying in the box. I need to do something with it. John's starting us off at 10. Original Ford oiler. This is stamped into the metal. Sean at 30. Let's get this thing on the timer and away we go. the top looks like it's kind of cross-threaded or something, but it is there, so I'm not going to take it off. It's kind of tight on there. 37 with Guile. 30 seconds left to go. Or 30 seconds gone, excuse me. 60 seconds left to go. Coming up on the 1 minute mark, 37 with Guile the car guy. 1 minute gone, 30 seconds left. 41, 42. It didn't last very long because Sean had a 42. You're already outbid, Guile. $42 with Sean. Getting down towards the end. Ticking away. We're getting close. 45 with Guile the car guy. A few seconds left. And he gets it done at 45. All right, what else we got here? Caps, cans, horn buttons. Oh, man, that's a cool crap. That's a cool cap. And, oh, look at those two. Holy cow. But right now, we're going to do a flash auction on a motorcycle tag. Here we go, 60 seconds. We're live on the timer. You're going to get whatever this is right here in my hand. 60 seconds. We are already live. It is motorcycle. Big job. Love these things. We'll see who's going to end up with this one. Briggs at 20. This is the smaller motorcycle plate. It is in the envelope. You get whatever is in here. 20 with Briggs. Going 60 seconds. We're almost to 30 seconds. We're almost halfway done already. Briggs at 20. Let's see if anybody can snag one of these away from Big Job. 21 with Dougster. 30 seconds gone. We're halfway through. 30 seconds left to go. Dougster at 21 on the new old stock motorcycle tag. 22 with Briggs. We're ticking away. We're going down to the end. 22 with Briggs. And what's going to happen? What with Dougster at 25. 35 with Big Job. There he is. Couple seconds left. Big Job at 35. And that will do it to Big Job at 35. Briggs took another shot and it was that much too late. Big Job does it again. His kid's big into motorcycles. He always loves to grab these for his kids. I don't know which one this is. I'm sure it goes with some of the other ones you bought because Big Job's pretty much buying them all. So are we opening it or not, Big Job? Okay, open it up. You've probably got one like it, I'm betting, because you're buying all of them. 71,291. I've got boxes of these things. I'm just grabbing them randomly. 291, 1971. Man, these things are pretty when you pull them out of the envelope. This one has just a bit of surface rust, but still beautiful piece. Okay, guys, do we want to do a couple more or we want to move on? Dougster says more. Dealer's choice. Do more. Okay, we'll do 2 or 3 more, and then we'll move on. So I know some of you guys do want to see the can and the cap and some of the other stuff as well. Let me gather up a couple of things here. How about this? We'll do a mix. I did not get story time ready tonight, Kevin, but I do need to get back on that. We have missed that the last couple of weeks. I'm trying to get so much crap organized in here that I have not gotten to story time. But I do need to get back on that, Kevin. You're 100% right. How about this? I got 1 plate, 1 cap, 1 horn button. Is that fair? Then we'll get to the can. The badge. The badge is super cool tonight. Promo from Weston's auction. If you guys saw the auction Weston had up on the No Buddies page, we're going to give you a Hudson badge and an Auburn badge. Everybody's going to be getting dry here. We haven't thrown those up in a while. We need to keep moving. Get some more auction squeezed in. We got a lot of fun stuff happening yet tonight. So, cap, plate, horn button. Okay. Let's do the cap. Horn button. All right, we got a good mix here. We're lined up, locked and loaded, ready to go, ready to have some fun. Up next, this is a bright, shiny one. You might need to get those shades out, put those sunglasses on, because this thing is bright. From, just like our horn button, our friends at Pontiac, only this one has Chief Pontiac right on it. Look at this. This is a late 40s Pontiac cap. It is a chrome-plated cap on a steel base. This thing is shiny. It's like a mirror. Look, there's me right there in the cap. I could shave right here in the cap. Do my hair in the cap. Oh, yeah, it's shiny. All right. The Chief Pontiac is actually stamped in here as well as these rings. This, I believe, originally had a red background behind it. You can see the Indian head very clearly, very distinctly in there. Pretty good looking cap. This outside perimeter is dished slightly around here. Diameter wise, about 10 1/4. It's about 10 1/4 to the outside edges on this one. Andy's starting us off at 30 on Facebook. John at 10. I've got Andy at 30 on Facebook right out of the gate on Chief Pontiac. Great looking cap. There again, something you hang up. It looks different. You repaint the red back here, really make it pop. Let's go ahead and get this thing on the timer, and away we go on Chief Pontiac. Andy at 30. This thing's so bright, we kind of need to give it some real estate, give it some room. Put it right there. When it's not glaring at you. Andy at 30, just past that 30-second mark. Andy at 30 on Facebook. Coming up on the 1 minute mark. One minute gone. 30 seconds left to go. Andy at 30 on Facebook. John Anderson was 31. I do not have that. I see John Anderson at 10. 37 with Kevin. Few seconds left. 37 with Kevin. And that does it. Kevin at 37. Sean at a 45. Just a hair too late. Yeah, I didn't see anything with John at 31. I saw John at 10. Christine at 20. So, yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. Kevin at 37 is who I had at the 130. It held John's bid. Huh. That is weird because, I mean, he's been bidding all night with no problems. Because, yeah, I never saw it. So maybe I'll be everybody refresh before we do these last couple pieces real quick. So I'm glad you threw that up there, Andy. At least I know Facebook's still working. So Christine was 31 as well. Yeah, I didn't see any of those. Do not bid $31. Okay. I guess you got to bid 32. All the $31 bids got held up. So no idea what happens there. I mean, Kevin was ahead of that at 37 anyway, fortunately. So I'll give everybody a second to refresh before we do these last two pieces. Okay. This horn button we're going to do is another one of those I would never sell if I didn't have a spare. The paint has chipped out of it, but it's still super cool. Wiley's seen them all. Yeah, I mean, they're not getting to me. So I guess whatever we do, don't bid $31. I don't have any Studebaker caps tonight. I do have one Studebaker piece in the box that is super cool, but we'll probably save it for next week. We'll do these last two pieces tonight because I know some people want to get on to some of the other stuff as well. And yeah, it could be, Pete. So up next, a horn button, then a plate, then we're going to move on to the other stuff, the other fun stuff for tonight. This horn button, like I said, other than the fact that the paint's faded out of the back of it, it is super cool. From a car company that was not around all that long, and these are super cool, from Kaiser with the big K in them. Now, these were supposed to be red back in here. We can see traces of the red still in there. It is chipped along this back edge. Up front here where you see it, looks fine. This chip is back here on the mounting part ring of it. The K is actually embossed. This is actually deeper in here. The K was probably a silver or a gold, backed up with the red, and then, of course, the black outside around the perimeter. Kaiser Fraser, Kaiser or Kaiser Fraser, obviously not around extremely long, late 40s up to the mid-50s. Henry Kaiser kind of did a little bit of everything, but obviously most famously known for Liberty ships during World War II, and then got into the car manufacturing business. Although it fairly short-lived, they did do a lot of things in a short amount of time in the car world. This button is about 3¼ inches in diameter on the K for Kaiser. So, anyway, everybody refreshed, or is nobody's bids working now? I haven't seen anything pop up. I thought this was pretty cool. So are we working? Yeah, okay. Kevin L at 15. So we are live. We are working. And we are on the timer on the Kaiser horn button. I don't know if this was the same ones used in Henry J's, but it's very similar to the ones used in Henry J's if it's not exact. It might be the one from a Henry J for all I know. I know Henry J's used something pretty similar to this, but kind of a cool piece that you don't see very often. Kevin L at 15, and we're ticking away. $30 seconds gone. Kevin L at 15. Getting trolled by AI, that's a possibility. Not much. I thought there would be more action on this. These are cool. You don't see these very often. Coming up on the 1 minute mark. K would have been gold. That's what I was thinking. 1 minute gone. 30 seconds left to go. Kevin L at 15 on something this cool. Can't believe there hasn't been any more action than that on it. Could be snipers out there. That could be Guile. But we're getting short on time. Kevin L at 15. $17 with Sean. 23 with Guile. Couple seconds left. 23 to 25 with Kevin L. And that does it. 25 with Kevin L. Sounds good, Mary. Glad you were here. Glad you got the cap. That thing is so awesome. It really is. One more plate, then we're going to wrap the auctions tonight. We got some other this can we're going to check out tonight is epic. No, we still got the promo tonight, Jeff. We haven't gotten to that yet either. We're getting ready to move into that stuff here real quick, just as soon as we wrap up this last plate. Another one, 101 years old from the Rust Belt, and it's not rusted out, as crazy as that sounds. 1925, Ohio. Now, this has some discoloration. I think it was supposed to be more of this lighter tan. It's kind of a brownish color at this point. This is all embossed, all stamped into the steel. It's kind of weird. It's 700-690. You could clear coat it, absolutely. Sean at 20. So it's like 700 minus 10, and you get 690. Kind of a different size. Let me give you a dimension on it real quick, and then we're going to start the timer on it. 13 and 3/4, basically, by about 5 3/4. No rust out, still pretty straight, just some discoloration, a little bit of paint loss down here. 101 years old. Sean at 20, and we're live and on the timer. $25 with John. $25 with John, coming up on the 30-second mark. 30 seconds gone, 60 seconds left in tonight's auctions. $25 with John, coming up towards that 1 minute mark. One minute gone, 30 seconds left in tonight's listings. 25 with John, 28 with Sean. $28 with Sean. We're coming down to the wire. Sean and Christine having a rough night tonight. They're in there swinging, but they keep getting sniped. Just about ready to wrap it up. A couple seconds left. And they get that one done. Sean at 28. That was a lot of fun. A lot of cool stuff tonight, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. It was a blast. And we still got a lot of cool stuff in here for next time. It was a lot of fun. It's great. We've got great participation. You guys are having a blast. Everybody's having a good time, finding some cool stuff, adding to your collection. Oh, that's perfect, Sean. All right. I thinned them out a little bit, but there's still a pretty good pile in there. And we'll find some more stuff to restock her with next week. Okay. Badge, can. Badges, cans, awesome. Promo from Weston's auction. Let me grab that. Whoa, hold up. John Anderson hit us up with another supercharged super chat. Boom. Wrapping up the auctions with another supercharged super chat courtesy of John Anderson. Thanks, John, for hitting us with another super chat. All right, need a 6-hour auction. That would be a long night. This promo, I haven't even cleaned it yet, actually. I should have cleaned this up a bit. Need to clean this up a little bit before I show it to you guys. You guys saw the auction that Weston had posted on the Nobodies Facebook page. I know a lot of you guys did see that. Whoa, hold up. Christine coming in with another supercharged super chat. Boom. Thanks, Christine, for another supercharged super chat. We are on a roll again. Thanks to all you guys for your support on super chats. I don't know why I forgot to do this last night. I left it in the bag and forgot to wipe it down. Straight off that farm auction that Weston had listed on there that he did put together. All right, now it looks a little bit more presentable. Thanks, Leo. Appreciate it. In a lighter blue color, the 1961 Ford Galaxy two-door hardtop. As I just got this Friday, bid on them on the online auction that Weston had. This one's in pretty decent shape. It's not chipped up. It's not beat up. Now, and this is a Ford from the 60s. One thing that's definitely kind of interesting, if you guys can notice, two-tone interior. There goes the hearts. Awesome. Most of these interiors were just the same color as the body was molded in. This one, they actually two-toned the seats. The hearts are flowing. All the original caps and wheels all the way around. And since this is a Ford from the 60s, thanks for here tonight, Dougster. Appreciate it. Yeah, that's right, John. This is the one, these Fords had all of the advertising on the bottom of them. I don't know if you guys will be able to see any of the text that they've got actually cast into the base of these. Remember, these were promos, meaning promotional models. They wanted you to take this thing home, let your kid play with it, and learn about the car, so you came back and bought one. Let's see. Wide, contoured, safety-type frame. The 61 Ford, beautifully built to take care of itself. The wide contour frame, talking about this outside perimeter. The hearts are still going. They do have good taillights on these. You can't argue that point. But there again, jet age, that's what everybody was going for at that point. Let's see. Lubricates itself. Goes 30,000 miles without a chassis lubrication. Aluminized exhaust. All vital underbody parts are specially processed to resist rust and corrosion. It's kind of tough to see this stuff. It's so small and fine. And it's all the same color. So, but anyway, all that advertising on the bottom of it. Has the shields, stainless shields on the back colored in silver. However, none of the rest of the side moldings are. It's kind of weird. The C-pillar trim they put silver in, and then the wide rocker trim behind the wheel they put silver in. None of the rest of the trim. Did have separate individual fender ornaments on it. But a pretty nice promo. Those are great cars, Big Job. No doubt about it. The 1961 Ford Galaxy two-door hardtop, light blue on blue factory promo model for tonight. And there's still a few hearts out there straggling around, so I'm taking that as a plus that you guys like it. It is in great condition considering it's over 60 years old and it's plastic. No doubt about it. That's right. Yep. If it was a four-door and it was black and white, it would come right out of the Andy Griffith Show. More hearts. The hearts are still going. So glad you guys enjoyed that one tonight. It's a pretty cool one. Bag it back up so I can take it back over with the other ones. And let's see, where are we at? We're going to get you the can, the cap, and the badge, and then we'll see where we're at. May push the brochure to next week. This stuff is all super, super cool. We've got a great assortment tonight in this area. And I want to see if anybody can get this. I'm going to give you 30 seconds to get this because I don't want anybody Google lensing it. I want to know if anybody knows this, okay? I'm actually going to give you 30 seconds to see if anybody can get this. Yes, that's perfectly fine, John. Just put raffle and X amount. If you're adding $5, $10, whatever, just pay for the cap and and that's what most people do. You know, auction winnings and then raffle X amount of dollars. Pioneer Village X amount of dollars. That way I know. That is what came through, Jesse, and that's how I've got you in the raffle. And that's what we talked about just a little bit ago. If you're using a PayPal with a different handle than what you use on here, just let me know so I know how to put it in. But I do have Jamie Daring in the raffle under that name because that's what was on the PayPal. But I was able to tie that to the auction. She had the auction amounts broke down, so I was able to tie that together. So if you use a different name, please put it on the PayPal so when I print that receipt, I know what I've got and who I'm dealing with. So that's kind of funny. Watching American Pickers and I pop up over there too. That's actually hilarious. I just haven't done story time in the last couple weeks. I just haven't got one ready. We do still have plenty to do, Jeff. It's just sometimes I run out of time trying to get everything ready, and I've got to resort some of those files. But yeah, we've got a ton of stuff we can do there too. But anyway, let's see how good you guys are. 30 seconds. What's this? Who knows? Anybody? It is a grease cap. What brand? That's not Buick. Don't feel bad. I had to look it up too. Olds, not Olds. We're past 30 seconds, but I'm curious to see what other kind of guesses we get. LaSalle, Graham, nope. Hudson, nope. Plymouth, nope. Yeah, it's a little bit tricky. You got to kind of get the light right. Cadillac, nope. It is a G. It is a big G with a crest. Nope, not Stutz. Russell E. Gardner. Started to build banner buggies and then assembled Chevrolet cars in St. Louis. Russell Gardner eventually controlled all Chevrolet trade in the Mississippi River states and made a fortune. After the First World War, Russell Gardner and his sons established the Gardner Motor Company to build the Gardner motor car. The first Gardner was introduced in late 1919 as a 20 model and was an assembled 35 horsepower four-cylinder model offered in touring, roadster, and sedan body styles. The Gardner was a good car and sold well from the start. In February 1924, Cannonball Baker drove a Gardner from New York to LA at a new record time. In 1925, six-cylinder and eight-cylinder models joined the Gardner line, and the four-cylinder model was dropped early in 1925, with eight-cylinder only models offered in 28 and 29. But Gardner had been losing money since 1928, and the stock market crash in 1929 hit the Gardner business. Sales fell, and Gardner replaced the light 8 with a lower price 6 and continued the mid-size 8 and the large 8. Gardner had entered the commercial vehicle market in 1927 and built ambulances and funeral cars. Gardner passenger car production ceased in 1931. The final Gardner was a funeral car built in 1932, and then it was all over. So, from what I found, of course, looking at one of our favorite websites, the AmericanAutoEmblems.com page, this was a later 20s piece. 27 to 31 towards the end of Gardner. This is actually a separate badge that is riveted to the aluminum grease cap. So a very unique one, and I understand it is a little tough to see. We'll see if you guys can get a little bit better look at it. If you get the light just right, you can see the crest in here. It's got some, I don't know what they are. They're not really Pegasus. They're kind of dragons with Pegasus wings. And then it's got an eagle on a shield. Let's see if we can go with a little bit of extra light on this thing to show so you guys can see it without too much. Now I got almost too much. So hopefully that helps where you guys can make out the G and the shield on this Gardner grease cap. And don't feel bad. I had to look it up. So I wasn't sure either. But yeah, more than likely, that's probably exactly right. The grease cap was made by somebody else. Gardner made their badges and they riveted them on. But a pretty unique one for sure. This one is about 3 inches in diameter and just over 2 across the hex itself. But a super unique piece. There again, that's what's fun about doing these old grease caps and badges. Weird stuff, different things, stuff we haven't heard of, stuff we haven't seen. And we're all learning a little bit about different things every week. Or at least we're trying. I'm trying to help teach you guys stuff, or trying so we can all learn something. And hopefully it's productive for you. But definitely a unique piece. On to the can. I want to do the can. These next two pieces are great too. So we're going to definitely squeeze these in, then we'll probably wrap it tonight. I love this can. I love all this style of can. This one's a little bit different, but I love these Buick engineer approved accessory cans. Check out the color on this bad boy. Kind of that light bluish green with the red. This actually has Lubriplate on it, which is odd. You typically did not see another company's name on these OE cans, even though most of the stuff was made by another manufacturer. There goes the hearts. Pete's wigging out. This is a knockout can. It really is. I got this at Springfield Swap Meet a couple years ago. Metal can. We see the seam over here. Still has the lid on it. Still got a little bit of something in it. Used for lubricating any metal-to-metal frictional contacts, such as between brake shoes and backing plate or anchor pin, and for all other purposes as recommended in Buick Service Publications. This is a 1 pound grease can from Buick Engineer Approved Accessories. The hearts are still going. We got a lot of hearts. The promo got hearts, the cap got hearts, and the can is getting absolutely a ton of hearts. I can see why. I think the can is amazing. And there again, growing up on Buicks, whenever I see these Buick Engineer Approved Accessories in this color, whether it's a can, whether it's a box, anything, I mean, I literally grew up on this stuff. So always special to me when I see something in this Buick style, just like the big Buick oil can that we look at every week for the raffle. That's why I love this stuff. That's what I grew up on. And it's still, to this day, exciting for me to find original Buick cans, accessories, things like that. Since this is a 1 pound grease can, these are the smaller cans, about 4 3/8 tall. So that's another great thing about the 1 pound cans. They're a nice display size. It is 3 3/8 across the top. And just a really, really pretty can. Oh. All right, tonight's badge. I'm sure we've probably looked at this before, but it's been a really long time. This is a crazy rare badge. I'm talking crazy rare. Well over 100 years old. It is on the, I looked it up the other day, on the American Auto Emblems website. It is there, so I'm going to bring it up real quick. It is, because it did have an age on this exact piece, circa 1916. So what we're going to look at is 110 years old. It is a badge off of like a step plate. The crazy part about it is, based in today's society, you could almost say it was off of a newer car, because the technology has come full circle and is more popular now than it was then. However, what a lot of people don't realize is back in the teens, there were as many of these cars out there as there were their normal counterparts. In fact, I bet there was a higher volume of them per capita based on, and that's right, Guile got it, electric cars. They were very common in the dawn of motoring, and then fell out of favor. And obviously now they're trying to make a comeback, but obviously that hasn't been working out very well either. If you've been reading the news, with, I think Ford reported a $5 billion loss in their EV side. Billion with a B. Yeah. But that's not what we're here. We're going to here to study the Detroit Electric, made by the Anderson Electric Car Company, Detroit, Michigan. Yes, this is an original step plate badge, sill plate basically, for the Detroit Electric. According to the American Auto Emblems website, this is circa 1916. So literally right at 110 years old. This is just a flat piece of metal. This is all stamped in here. Yeah, and electric was very popular at the time. There was a lot more electric cars made back then than most people realize. I know it's a little tough to read. I've kind of debated how much polishing I really wanted to do on it. But you can see over here, Anderson Electric Car Company, the Detroit Electric, Detroit, Michigan. Whoa, come back here. It does look like a ruler. Well, it says the Electric Car Company right on it. So, and you know, the Detroit Electric. But this actually came with, and I know I've told you guys about this before, a lot of our badges, and you're right, it's dead on 12 inches, speaking of ruler. And it is about 1 inch wide. So where did we find this at? Now, I know a lot of you guys have heard the story. Some of you may not have, so we'll tell it again real quickly. About 6 or 8 years ago. I'm not going to auction it. So about 6 or 8 years ago, we were at the Springfield Swap Meet. And there was a guy who showed up, and he started unloading license plates and the enamel grill badges. Now, we've looked at a ton of my enamel grill badges. A large portion of them came from this collection. This gentleman was helping sell off a collection for a family. It was their father's stuff. He was in his 90s, couldn't really do much anymore. They were trying to kind of thin the collection down, and he had license plates and those grill badges. Now, why did this guy have, literally boxes and boxes and pickup loads and pickup loads and pickup loads of this stuff? Well, this guy that was helping them sell it off brought a load of Springfield Swap Meet. And the story was, the reason he had all this stuff is, there again, he was in his 90s, and this was 6 or 8 years ago, and he has since passed away. But during World War II, when a lot of these cars from the 20s and 30s, and definitely the stuff from the teens, if it was still around at that point, it was junk, was going in for scrap in the metal drives. He saved all the badges and the license plates off of all these cars they were scrapping during the war drive. So if you had a car from the mid-teens that was a 30-year-old car, you weren't using it at that point. It was junk. Scrap drives were going. The war effort was huge. So they started hauling this stuff in from scrap. And we bought tons of badges from this guy. And he had tons of badges. Some stuff he'd have badges you've never even heard of, and there'd be 10 of them there in a pile. The license plates that this guy had, there were some license plates from like the teens for certain states that there was half dozen known to exist. And this guy's pulling out match sets. And there was only like 5 or 6 in the world known. And he pulls out another half dozen. Just crazy stuff like that. So we got to know him a little bit. And obviously my daughter loves this stuff. And we actually got to the point where we started going to his house and he would sell us some stuff there. But that's where this came from. It came out of that collection. So that's how we ended up with it, was when we were buying badges from him. And it was a great guy to work with. I almost said a little overwhelmed. He was extremely overwhelmed when he started throwing the stuff on eBay, and guys just lost their minds on this stuff that people didn't even know existed. And he had piles of some of it. So that's where I came up with this at, as well as, a lot of our other really cool enamel badges came from part of this collection. So there's a story behind it. Obviously an extremely unique piece that I don't know where you'd ever see another one, maybe a museum or a private collection, but definitely different, definitely unique, and definitely a pretty cool piece. So that's the rest of the story of where we found it, how it was saved, and how it ended up here, where 110 years later, we're sitting here on a computer, on a live, with guys from all over the world talking about it. Crazy. But an interesting piece of history. So I told you guys we had a cool can, a cool badge, and a cool cap tonight. I hope you agree with me that this was all some pretty epic stuff. The Gardner cap, the Buick can, and a 110-year-old badge from the Anderson Electric Car Company's Detroit Electric. Sounds good, Briggs. Glad you were here. Yeah, that's true, Big Job. Not sure how that's going to work out as far as scrapping electric cars. I really don't know. You're right, John. You are probably 100% right. That, there's one guy put this thing on 110 years ago. That guy probably took it off in the late 30s, early 40s, went into his collection, and now it's here, and we're talking about it 110 years later. Absolutely crazy how things work out sometimes. But I hope you enjoyed it. It's fun doing this stuff, and I'm glad we can all appreciate it and had a great time with it. With that, guys, I think we'll go ahead and start winding things down. I know, John, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. But hey, we're having fun. We're learning stuff. We're adding stuff to your guys' collection, and we're all having a great time doing it. Please, if you want to come to the gathering, get with me, get with Pete, get your spot locked in. If you're a maybe and you don't know for sure, if you've got other things up in the air, there again, let us know so we can keep that in mind. And if we start getting close, because like I said, we may have to cap it. I don't know if we will or not, but we have more people signed up already than we ever have. That's right. And you're exactly right. Thank goodness he did take it off and did preserve it. And now here we are, and we can study it, and we can talk about it, and we can all learn something about it as well. So with that, I am probably going to be on the road Tuesday, so I do have something recorded. We'll try to throw up on Tuesday night. I'm probably going to be out of town Wednesday. I've got to go pick up a slot machine and look at some other cars and do a few other things. So we'll see how that shakes out. We'll get some videos up for you this week. Sounds great, John. Appreciate it. Like I said, Wednesday night's video is going to have wind noise. I apologize. Hadn't planned on doing it that day. Didn't want to miss it, though. I don't remember if I did or not, Mark. I'll have to look and see. So please let me know where we're at on the gathering if we're even thinking about coming. Because by the time we figure, if we have a full crowd here, and then you figure, Shayla's be here, her mom will be here, mom and dad will be out here. Mouse may come over, the guy I bought the place from. Yeah, well, we could set him up at the gathering. I've got to go pick up Shayla's that was been in her family. I had some work done on it. But I also have 2 slot machines to share with you guys that I haven't done videos on yet either that are super cool. So I do need to get the videos done on those slots so you guys can check those out and see what you think as well. And with that, let's go ahead and put a period on episode number 298. How bananas is that? 298. 2 more episodes and we're at number 300. Wow. Craziness. Absolute craziness. 777s. There we go. Sweet. Be sure to check out John's new airplane collection on the Nobody's page. Jeff remembers 200. That was a couple years ago. Still can't believe it. But I appreciate all you guys being here and continuing to support this and continuing to make this bigger and better every week. Keep an eye on that Nobody's page. Wait till you see the toys that we got coming up to share with you guys. Do the Tucker stuff for 300. We can do that. We can just plan on that. We'll do some Chrysler 300 stuff for episode 300, and we'll do some Tucker stuff for episode 300. How's that sound, guys? Do some Tucker stuff and do some Chrysler 300 stuff for episode number 300. Everybody like that idea? Yep. Hey, that works for me. All right. Sounds good, guys. I've got a few pieces we can round up. Maybe we'll get that radio down and look at it and spend a little bit of time with that. We'll find a few cool Chrysler 300 things to work into it for episode number 300, and we're going to have some fun. Episode number 300 is when we're going to be giving away the mystery box, too. So that will work out swimmingly. So, like I said, stay tuned this week. We got some fun stuff coming up. See me drive Tractor Mike's big white tractor. Please excuse the wind noise. Like I said, I hadn't planned on doing it that day, but it worked out that way, and I didn't want to miss it. And we've got a super cool little Nova coming up Friday night without a top. Yes, rag top Nova coming up Friday night. You're going to not want to miss that either. Check out hotrod.com. Check out the article they put together on the Roadrunner. It's pretty cool the way it came out as well. Hopefully have some more stuff coming out there soon also. Thanks for the Johnny Carson comments. Appreciate that. Big job. Still floors me that you guys think that what we do here is of really any sort of quality to compare to anything that's any decent. But hey, I'm going to take it. I'll go with it. I appreciate the comments. Thanks for playing along tonight, everybody. Had a great auction. Had a great time with you. Stay safe this week. Have a great week. And we sure hope to see you next Sunday night, same bat time, same bat station, for some more Gearhead Interactive live chat. Have a great week, everybody. We'll see you next weekend.